All right, let's get right into it. We're about to unpack some of the most powerful negotiation strategies in the world, developed in situations where lives were literally on the line. It's a pretty intense question, right? You hear that and it feels like it's from a movie, a million miles away from our day-to-day lives. You just picture these high-stakes, life-or-death showdowns. But what if I told you that the very same principles used to diffuse those crises are the exact tools you can use to ace your next salary review, close that big deal, or heck, even just get your kids to clean the room? Stick with me because we're going to connect those dots. To do that, we have to meet the man who literally wrote the book on this stuff, Chris Voss. And just to be clear, he wasn't negotiating corporate mergers. He was negotiating for people's lives. As the FBI's top guy for international kidnappings, if an American got snatched anywhere on the planet, he was the one making the call to get them home safely. So yeah, his techniques weren't born in a classroom. They were forged in the most intense pressure cookers imaginable. When he speaks, it's probably a good idea to listen. So the first thing Voss teaches us is that pretty much everything we've been taught about negotiation is wrong. And it all starts with the one word we're all desperately trying to get to: yes. You know the drill, right? We've all seen it. This idea of building yes momentum. You ask a series of small questions to get the other person nodding along, thinking you're trapping them into a big final yes. Voss calls this yes battering. The problem: everyone can smell it a mile away. It feels manipulative, and it makes people put their guard up instantly. And this right here is a classic trap. You lay out your perfect argument, and the other person says, "You're right." You think, great, we're on the same page. But what Voss says they're really thinking is, "Okay, fine, you're right. Now can you please just go away?" It's a polite way to end the conversation, not agree with it. So, if chasing yes backfires and "you're right" is a polite dismissal, what on earth are we supposed to be aiming for in a conversation? This is it. This is the secret sauce. The real breakthrough moment in any negotiation. The thing you should be listening for, it isn't yes. It's something else entirely. These are the two words that change everything. Not "you're right," but "that's right." The difference seems tiny, but trust me, it is absolutely massive. "That's right" is what people say when you've just articulated their feelings and their position so perfectly that they feel a wave of relief. They feel completely and totally understood. You haven't agreed with them, you've just shown them that you get it. That's what builds empathy, and that's when real progress can actually begin. And if you think this sounds a little too touchy-feely, check out this unbelievable real-world story. In the Philippines, terrorists were holding hostages for a $10 million ransom, which they called war damages for 500 years of oppression. The negotiation was completely stalled for months until Voss offered one key piece of advice. Voss told his negotiator to get on the phone and just summarize the terrorists' entire point of view. The history, the injustice, the public government, everything. Lay it all out there without any judgment. The negotiator does it. Then there's this long pause on the other end of the line, and the terrorist leader finally says, "That's right." And in that single moment, the entire dynamic just flipped. That $10 million demand, it vanished. Poof, it was never mentioned again. That is the incredible power of making someone feel truly heard. Okay, so we're done chasing yes. Now for the second myth, we need to completely demolish our fear of the word no. We're trained to think it's failure, a door slamming shut in our face. Voss argues the complete opposite. No doesn't end the conversation. It's the beginning of the real conversation. No is often just a way for someone to pause, to think, or to ask for a different path forward. It's where the work really starts. So here's the crucial shift in thinking. When we hear no, we internalize it as rejection or failure. But for the person saying it, no is about feeling safe. It gives them a sense of control. It lets them protect themselves, and once they feel protected, they can actually relax and listen to what you have to say. Voss actually proved this with, of all people, the legendary GE CEO Jack Welch. At a book signing, hundreds of people were trying to get Welch's attention. Voss walked up and asked a no-oriented question. "Is it a ridiculous idea for you to come and speak to my negotiation class?" Welch stopped, thought for a second, and immediately made it happen. That one question, designed to get a no, cut through all the noise. And here's how you can put this to work immediately. This is brilliant. Instead of asking, "Do you have a minute to talk?" try, "Is now a bad time to talk?" Instead of pushing for, "Would you be willing to?" try asking, "Would it be a bad idea if?" These questions make it easy for someone to say no which ironically makes them feel safe and far more likely to actually hear you out. So let's put it all together. We've just smashed two of the biggest myths in negotiation. So what does our new, upgraded toolkit look like? It's a total mindset shift. On one side, you've got the old way, always seeking yes, being terrified of no, and just trying to argue your points into submission. And on the other, you have the Voss way, searching for that's right, actually welcoming no, and putting all your energy into demonstrating understanding. This reframes the entire encounter. The person across from you is not the enemy. They're not your adversary. The problem, the situation itself, that's the adversary. And the two of you are now on a team, working together to defeat it. And because of that, compromise isn't the ultimate price. Just meeting in the middle can be kind of lazy. The real goal is to use these techniques to uncover the hidden information, the things that neither of you knew at the start, that can unlock a solution that's way better for everyone involved than what you first imagined. So the next time you walk into a negotiation, whether it's big or small, stop hunting for yes. Start listening for that's right. And don't be afraid to lead with a question that invites a no. My question to you is, what's the first conversation you're going to try this on?